Today's guest is Janine Cascio. She's the CEO and founder of Simple Lending Financial. She's funded over $100 million worth of private loans originated through her programs in her company. She has 10 full-time employees, nationwide reach, and you have dual founder success. So you have something called She Funds Academy. That's quite a lot, Janine.
I graduated with an accounting degree, but ended up moving to New York City, chasing a dream of modeling full-time. I also wanted to be successful, like really successful. Didn't know what I wanted to do to become that, but I gave myself till 25 to kind of chase the modeling dream. I was doing a lot of gigs, but I knew it was more of a hustle. Didn't feel like this was something for abundance. COVID happened and I moved to Houston, and right after COVID, I ended up buying a house and starting a company in the same month. And I was like, I'm gonna do my own thing. And I was able to like raise $500K in the first 3 months. And I was just like, is this easy? When you're bringing on people on payrolls getting bigger and bigger, and then you're up and like you toss and turn at 3 a.m. thinking of business ideas and how you can expand, and then it becomes a little sleepless. But it gets easier over time.
What would you say is the secret sauce to selling, Janine?
Yeah, well,
Welcome to another episode of Pick Up the Phone podcast. I'm your host, Josue Llanos. I'm the CEO of Vancom.io. I help companies scale with marketing, sales, and artificial intelligence. Today's guest is Janine Cascio, like the watch. She's the CEO and founder of Simple Lending Financial. She's funded over $100 million worth of private loans originated through her programs in her company. She has 10 full-time employees, nationwide reach, and you have dual founder success. So you have something called She Funds Academy. So
yes.
that's quite a lot, Janine. I'm really excited to get into that in a bit.
Same.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on the podcast. I'm excited.
Absolutely. So I always like to start from the beginning, right? Who are you? Where are you from? Where were you born? Where did you go to school? All that stuff. And then how did you transition into it? So let's start at the beginning. Where are you from?
Yeah. So I'm from Long Island, New York. I went to college in Philadelphia. I had a full ride to play soccer.
Nice.
So it was nice. I went to a nice private school. I graduated with an accounting degree.
Nice.
But ended up moving to New York City, chasing a dream of modeling full time. So I was modeling. I was doing a lot of music videos and catalogs, and I was more of a print model than a runway model, obviously, because I'm 5'5". But I knew at a certain age that I also wanted to be successful, like really successful. I didn't know what I wanted to do to become that, but I gave myself till 25 to kind of chase the modeling dream. I was doing a lot of gigs, but I knew it was more of a hustle.
Right.
It didn't feel like this was something for abundance.
Right.
So at 25, I actually got offered a job at a family office, and I worked as a loan officer there. But it was a small niche family office. I worked right next to the CEO. There were 3 brothers that were like the main investors in the family office, and I was super close with them. And a lot of the conferences they went to, they took me on, and more of a booth girl.
Yeah.
But I was able to really get to know the industry, and I kind of fell in love with the industry. And then I got to meet so many people across the country, and I also knew who they sold their loans to, and I like knew that I was even at capital markets type dinners and things like that. So I ended up becoming even friends with their attorney, and their attorney now runs the National Private Lenders Association conference, which is a nationwide conference. So I'm actually a member of that.
Wow.
So I just really indulged myself even working at this family office.
Yeah.
COVID happened and I moved to Houston. Ended up just finding a place.
That's
and
kind of random.
It
Like,
was really
yeah.
random.
So you're like in New
I was
York.
kind of seeing a guy in Houston.
Okay.
So.
All right.
But
That makes more sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was still like month to month. Like I didn't sign anything long term. But then when we actually broke up is when I had that moment of, do I move back to New York or do I stay in Houston? And I had a lot of single friends in Houston. I was single at the time. Like my whole family is like married with kids, and like if
Wow.
I was to be back to New York, it'd be nice to be next to my family. But at the same time, I was at a different phase in my life,
Right.
and I was at that point like, I need to start investing in myself because I can't just like be here for a guy and like live his life. Like I want to live my life.
Right.
And that's literally the year of like change for
Right.
me.
What year was this?
I was 29 years old. It was 2022. So about 3 years ago. And right after COVID, I ended up buying a house and starting a company in the same month.
In the same month?
Yes. I
Wow.
was like,
Talk about drastic change, huh?
yeah. So I was just like looking at houses and like home prices. And I'm like, I need something like for my mental health, like something stable, something to call home. And
Mhm.
I didn't want to rent like, I was such like, coming from New York City, I was such a high rise girl living in a studio apartment in New
Right.
York. And then
Yeah.
I ended up finding a house that like my mortgage that I pay is like less money than like the studio apartment in New York City. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
like
anything's cheaper than New York, right?
exactly. So I was like, oh my God, I'm just going to buy a house. Like, it doesn't have to even be long term, but
Yeah.
like, let me at least have something that is mine.
Right. Right.
And that's like where I was at. And then I even with the family office I was working with, I was still actually working with them even when I was in Houston, just remote because they let everyone be remote during COVID. But then they were calling people back. And then they were like even offering me a nice decent raise and all of that to come back to New York.
Mhm.
And I was like, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I ended up doing my own thing. And at first, it was just a job for myself. I'm
Mhm.
like, let me just work for myself. Like, I don't have to answer to anyone and call to anyone, and I could
Mhm.
just be on my own schedule. And at first, it was like, how much money can I make and how little do I have to work? Like,
Right. Right.
I was
Right.
like, okay, I'll go to Pilates at 1, I'll do some calls, I'll close a few deals, and
Yeah.
I'll make more money than I made, but
Working for someone.
now, I don't know what it was, but when I first started the company, I like had a few like women DM me that like they were inspired by me.
Mhm.
And then like I was getting so much support
Mhm.
being
A
just a
woman.
woman founder in this space.
A woman in a male-dominated
Yeah.
industry.
And I was
Yeah.
able to like raise 500K in like the first 3 months. And I was just like, wait, is
Nice.
this easy?
Yeah.
And if I showed you
Yeah.
the Instagram reels of like when I first started my company, like in these like leather skinny tight pants with a crop top, like I take myself way more serious now, but like
Yeah.
3 years ago, I was still a model. Like I was
Right.
still like, in bathing suits and all my Instagram pictures and like that Instagram girl, like, and
Yeah.
now it's just like, no, I'm the CEO bitch. Like, like
Yeah.
so it's just
Well,
like crazy how much it
I
changed.
think like as you age, and as you get a little bit
Yes.
more maturity and wisdom in life, you start realizing what's truly important, right? And you had your stage of life. You were a model. Like, hey, that's
Mhm.
perfectly fine, and that was, the whole bikini thing that you mentioned.
Yeah.
But hey, now you're like stepping into this new era. It seems like you have like a very successful company. You're the
Mhm.
CEO. You have 10 employees. I mean, that's no easy feat.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
kudos to you to be able to accomplish all that. I'm actually really curious though, because I think for people to like know exactly who you are, like what
Mhm.
was that like being a model in New York City? I feel like a lot of people would want to know what that is, what that's like, especially girls out there, right? Because a lot of people would aspire to that. So
Yeah.
that even in its own is a huge success. What was that like for you?
Yeah, it's great, don't get me wrong, because you end up like going to events and parties that like only like models are invited to, and then
Hmm.
you have like celebrities and like it's all this like extravaganza.
Hmm.
But on the flip side, you could get caught so easily in that nightlife, like
Hmm.
because they want models at every party and event and exclusivity and things like that. So then you end up like being out 4 or 5 nights a week, and then like
No
casting
sleep.
calls are like a hustle, and it's really like a no sleep go 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 go,
Yeah.
and it gets tiring.
Yeah.
But then I had a lot of like people I kind of looked up to that were kind of, I realized that their lifestyle wasn't what I wanted for myself, meaning
Mm.
like They were like maybe like mid 40s, no family, like things like that. And I knew I wanted kids. I knew I'm 5 months pregnant now.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm getting, thank
Congratulations.
you, I'm
Yeah,
getting what I want.
yeah,
But like, at one point I was just like, I can't stay here too long, like at least with who I'm surrounding myself with,
yeah.
because it wasn't aligning like with what I wanted for myself.
Right. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, I love that. I mean, you're not a tree, right? You're not planted anywhere,
Yeah.
so you're able to move away and be able to go and chase your dreams. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
When you started with the office, the family office, is that when you got your loan, your MLO license?
No, I actually didn't get my NMLS license until I was in Houston and started my own company,
Really?
because they always kept it very separate.
Mm-hmm.
The people that were doing conventional and the people that were doing private money, like,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't need a license,
To do private,
to
yeah.
do private.
Right.
So they actually were very encouraging for you not to get it because
Yeah.
they had their people doing conventional and they only wanted those people to focus on.
Right.
So I was hard money like through and through. Like I
Yeah.
was, yeah, that's what my main focus.
Got it. Got it. So let's talk about the beginning of Simple Lending then. How was that like? A lot of sleepless nights, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Well, not at first. At first, the first few months of just working with myself,
That was easy.
that part's easy. It's when you're scaling. It's
Yeah.
when you're bringing on people on payrolls getting bigger and bigger, and then you're up and like you toss and turn at 3 a.m. thinking of business ideas and how you can expand. And then it becomes a little sleepless. But it gets easier over
Yeah.
time. But
Yeah,
I
it
do
does.
remember when I first took on a few employees and my payroll was going up, and I was just like, this is
Yeah,
insane.
yeah.
Like, what? I'm spending 30 G's a month just on paying people.
Yeah, not even including like your
No,
rent,
no, not including,
marketing
no. And it
expense.
comes every month. Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
like
you got to
that's
keep up
like,
with it. So you better be making money.
yes, exactly.
So the first couple of months you said that you raised 500K. What
Mhm.
are those 500K for?
So it was just debt that I took on from Simple Lending Financial, obviously to allocate it out, and I pay my investors around 9.5% on a monthly basis. So
Nice.
then I make a spread on that because we usually charge clients around 12%, and then
Mhm.
obviously all the origination and fees we keep in house. But yeah, that was my goal to start my own fund and really ramp that up. And yeah, I think, going back, just picturing that person in light leather pants and a crop top, like it's just funny because um I want to inspire people, and that's kind of the mission that I've been on, is like kind of like, if I could do it, you could do it too.
Mhm.
So yeah.
What do you think when you look back and you think about that girl in the leather pants with a crop top?
It's funny. I mean, it's not far off of who I am now. Like I'm still like always in mini skirts in my office, and um I think a lot of it's like this is who I am, and that's why I attract certain people to work with me. I
Mhm.
always pride myself on being authentic and letting people in my office be authentic, because I think that's when you really cultivate the people who want to work with you.
Yeah.
And not like you're not trying to please everyone. But I've
Mhm.
been told so many times at the conferences I go to, like, I think you'll be taken more seriously if you like fully cover yourself and
Yeah.
like things like that. I'm like, if you don't want to work with me because I'm in a mini skirt, then don't.
Yeah.
Bye.
Plenty of other people that won't care about that at all.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But no, I am way more conservative than I was, but that's just also I'm 33 now,
Yeah,
so I'm 3 years older as
absolutely.
well.
Yeah.
And modeling is far beyond me
Right.
than it was then.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
that then was more of a quicker transition.
Yeah, absolutely. So so let's talk about also how you started scaling the company. What was that like? What kind of systems did you have to put into place? What kind of business were you doing? Um Actually, let's talk about this. What were some of the early wins that you had when you were doing business? I think you did $25 million in your first year. What
Yeah.
was that like?
So at first it was, I told myself like, okay, I have to like be prepared for the first year of like not making money. Like
Mm,
I'm just gonna like grind and like start this business up, and like then it was like the first 30 days and I made more money than I than I ever thought I was gonna make. And
The
it was
first 30
like,
days?
yeah.
Yeah.
And
How much did you make in the first 30 days?
I think we brought in like 25K that month, and it was just like, okay. And then like
with little
within
effort.
yeah. And
Yeah.
that was when I was only trying to work 3 or 4 hours a day, like max.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, I need to go to my Pilates. I need to do this.
Yeah.
So then it was like that January, February, like maybe like 4 months in, I then hired Sydney. Sydney's my chief operating officer now. We actually met playing soccer as like free agents. We just ended up on this team together and we played a few seasons together.
Back in New York?
And no, this is in Houston.
In Houston.
So yeah, I didn't have many friends, but soccer is always a hobby of mine. I played in college, and she ended up on my team. And when I was like buying a car at that time, so I didn't have a car. I was Ubering everywhere, and she drove me home. And she was just telling me about how she didn't really like her job and this and that. And I was like, you want to come work with me? And she ended up coming to work with me. And I remember like one of the first deals she closed, I like bought her an Apple laptop. I'm like, let's keep doing deals.
Yeah. Let's keep it going.
Yeah.
So that was your first hire,
Yeah.
Sydney. What happened next? What would you attribute your success to in growing your company?
I think finding the right people is everything. It wasn't just Sydney. I ended up hiring like 3 other people. None of those people are still with the company. But it's really key to find the right people.
Yeah.
And to know when someone's not the right person, how to fire quickly as well. They always say hire slow, fire quick. And it is so essential because ideally, like, you can't invest in people's potential. Because a lot of times you, as a business owner, like you want to see people develop and you want the best for them and you want to teach them, but sometimes like you can't change people's will and their willpower. So knowing right away and having that intuition if someone's, there and wanting to learn and grow and not wasting too much time in those people, other people that don't. But yeah, most of the people that are with me now have been with the company for over a year and a half, and I think that says a lot for we're only 3 years old, like
Yeah.
So just finding those right people on the bus, and they got to be positive, fit with the culture. I'm a very big culture person, so you got to get along with the team and like be a part of the growth.
Yeah. You obviously have a lot of business knowledge, right? You're talking about culture. You're talking about earlier we spoke about a CRM. You have HubSpot as your CRM. But culture is not one of those things that's like intuitive. I would say it's something that you learn it along the way, right?
Yeah.
What kind of resources did you have to learn? Hey, I need to focus on the right people. I need to focus on the right culture. What kind of resources or mentors did you have to get you here?
I had a mentor through the NPLA, a few. One's the lawyer I spoke about. His name is John Hornick. Another is Mike Tedesco. He's the CEO of Appraisal Nation. He just sold that company for like $100 million. But I also
and that guy's your mentor.
Yeah.
Well, that's useful.
Yeah, for sure. He's the best. He's the best. I am a big reader, and a lot of things I take are actually from books. So obviously the book Traction is all about EOS and operation systems, and it really helped me scale in the way of holding like level 10 meetings and making sure everyone in the leadership team has rocks and we're hitting quarterly goals as well as monthly goals and setting KPIs to hit them monthly. So I'm really about having that entrepreneurial system because to scale and sell, you need systems in place. Like it's all systems.
Everything.
Because ideally, like you're not there's people that create jobs for yourself, but then there's people that create systems to the point that I'm not needed in my company. I'm also 5 months pregnant. So a lot of my mindset is what's going to happen when I'm not here and making sure I have the right people in place so that when I'm not here, it's important. So you have to learn to let go of control and trust your people. Because a lot of business owners get stuck in the world of let me do this, let me do that, and you're actually killing the culture. And also there's a whole depth of like micromanaging and not giving people the space to be creative and make decisions themselves. Even if it's the wrong decision and it costs you money, it's you rather that because
Mm-hmm.
this person's learning to become a leader as
Right.
well and make their own decisions. And you
Right.
don't want to raise a bitch. Sorry, I
Right.
don't know if I could curse on this,
You can
but like
definitely curse
you
on
want
this.
to raise like a little bitch. Like you want to
No,
raise leaders that are going to make decisions
you have
on
to
your behalf that
empower
you
them.
trust and you're empowering.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't want to just like develop people that are scared to do something until Janine says it. Like, I don't even like when people call me the boss. Like,
Yeah.
don't call me the boss. We're all on the same playing ground.
Right.
Like, we're all responsible for our actions and what we're reflecting for this company.
Right. Exactly. What has been, if you're a reader, what has been some of your favorite books to read to
Oh, yeah.
that have?
Sorry, I was going back to that.
No, you're good.
So, tractions, the EOS, and the systems that we put in place. Jim Collins talks about the right people on the right bus and good to great.
Yeah.
And then I love John Gordon. John Gordon is everything about positive culture. He actually goes to NFL teams and
His
talks
name's
about
John Gordon.
Yeah.
What's the name of the book?
There's so many.
There's so many. Which is your favorite one?
Within my team, we've had a book club for some time. I have to actually bring it back. But we read The Energy Bus, and then we read The Power of a Positive Team, and then we read The Coffee Bean. And it's all about being a coffee bean and expanding and positivity.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's a great title.
Yes.
Yeah.
And The Energy Bus that he wrote is all about putting the right people on the bus, meaning within your company.
Right.
And then if there's energy vampires, removing them.
Yeah.
Like knowing who's draining, because you could have 5 people on one negative and that negative person bringing everyone down.
Yeah. And it's crazy how someone that sucks energy will bring down the just the overall feeling and vibe of the environment just down significantly. Just one person.
Yes.
I've had it and I've seen it, and yeah, you need to cut it quick.
Yes.
What other books you like?
I mean, there's so many. I'm also a very like spiritual, mindful person, so I like a lot of like Buddhist stuff.
Yeah.
Because I do a lot of yoga, meditation. We actually do a sound bath every month at my office. It's very unique, but
very cool.
We have a yoga teacher come and we host it. But The Beginner's Mind is a good one. That's all about being very humble, knowing you're always a student. Like, just because I'm a CEO of the company, I don't know everything.
Yeah.
I'm learning every day. I'm going into the unknown every single day and putting out fires every single day.
Right.
But I'm also going in with a humbleness of like a humility. And actually that humility and that vulnerability is what attracts, clients and people to work for you. And like, no one's going to work for like the egotist. I'm sure there's plenty of egotistical CEOs out there. But you just attract such a better culture when you're like, I don't know everything.
Right.
Like I want to hire people that are going to also teach me things too.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love that. Let's switch gears here a little bit and let's talk about business. You call yourself a private lender, right? So, and you're able to do it nationwide. I've seen other lenders and they're only doing it in Texas or, just one state focus.
Yeah.
How have you been able to do it all nationwide?
Yeah. So, obviously private lending, you don't need to have the license. So it's nice because most of the states we could just lend in. There are a few states like South Dakota, North Dakota, Nevada. California has some regulations now too, but a lot of times I'll buy an entity like in that state that has a regulation and we'll just close on a different entity that's like qualified. So then I have investment committees and through my network, like there's certain states that I'll just piggyback off them. So just having that network and connections and being able to service nationwide through that.
So you don't have to be licensed essentially in every state.
Exactly.
Right. That's amazing. And it also helps that your mentor is the president of nationwide. What is it?
Yeah, it's a nationwide appraisal company.
Nationwide appraisal company. Yeah. That seems like you'll be pretty plugged in nationwide very easily.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, that's amazing. That's good for you. I mean, and it's good for you and good for your clients, right? Because you're plugged into someone that has a nationwide reach that can potentially solve any issues that a particular investor may be having. Right?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then we also work with BCHH title. They're the best. They sponsored our 3-year last we just had a big 3-year party in August. And then they also help with She Funds Academy, but they do nationwide title. So everyone's always like, "Oh, do I need title or a real estate attorney like in that certain state?" Like all of my, vendors that I work with actually service nationwide. So there's a
Mm.
lot of like real estate attorneys that are only licensed in certain states, but like these bigger national real estate attorneys, they just have people across the country. So it's like you don't have to go out looking. Like we always have obviously Simple Lending Financial. Even as a loan officer, like I knew how to excel in this business because I would go above and beyond
Yeah.
of providing value.
Yeah.
And my value within my company is like I'll have a title person for you, I'll have a attorney for you, I'll have a appraiser for you no matter where you are in the country through my connections. And that's a way of like keeping it simple,
Yeah.
is just being able to have those and
Resources.
insurance as well. Yeah.
Very nice. What's the name of the title company again?
BCHH.
BCHH. So I'm guessing they're pretty investor friendly. They maybe do some sort of wholesale deals, fix and flips, everything.
Everything.
Yeah. So they do blind huts and all that good stuff.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Double closes.
Yeah.
The whole 9 yards.
All of the above.
Janine, what sets Simple Lending apart from other lenders out there?
Yeah, of course, we're a woman owned, but we're very transparent. We're a very value backed company. And I think in this industry, you just have a lot of wishy washy, a lot of scammers, a lot of fraud. I hear it all the time that there's companies on Facebook pretending to be lenders and they're like, pay this 1,500 application fee, and then they end up not closing loans.
No way.
Yeah.
That
So
happens?
yeah, for
Wow.
sure. So I think just being very transparent and proactive, and I think being a woman in that sense kind of helps too, because um women are just nurturing. Like we have this like trustworthy aspect. We're not like out to get you
Yeah.
thing. So
Yeah.
I think it works, you know.
Yeah. That's awesome. Cool. So you have some different programs, right?
Mhm.
The bridge. What talk about the programs that you have?
Yeah, so a lot of private lenders or hard money lenders, they just have like their fix and flip or 12-month interest only. We like to be called private lender, but just because we have all of the above. If you need like a DSCR, long-term loan, rental loan, we have that. So we have the simple bridge, the simple build, the simple rent, and the simple build. So ground up construction, fix and flip, bridge loans, renovation projects, long-term rental loans. We'll we'll be your lender through and through. So you could buy something, renovate it, then cash out from the interest only loan to hold it long term and rent it out.
To a DSCR loan. So you'll
Mhm.
be able to do the short term bridge and then the long term
Correct.
DSCR. Very cool.
Yes.
All in house.
Yes.
Now, do you still have to do 2 closings or how does that work?
Yeah, so we do have a seasoning period, so they have to be doing the fix and flip for at least the minimum of the 3 months, and then from there we could go off the ARV
Mhm.
and do a cash out off that.
Nice. And so that's awesome. What about in terms of closing? Do you guys close pretty fast?
Yeah, so we've closed fix and flips anywhere from 5 to 7 days, and then DSCRs are around 10 business days.
10 business days?
Yeah.
Got it. How are you scaling your business right now?
So right now we're actually recently launched a few months ago what's called She Funds Academy.
Yeah.
And that is really just an academy teaching people about the private lending space. Like the
Mhm.
private lending space is a growing space. It's been a growing space, but at the same time, there's so many people that don't know about this industry.
Right.
Like there's even realtors that are real estate, brokers that don't know about what a private loan is.
Right.
They know obviously traditional and conventional mortgage banks, but private lending is still a rapidly growing industry. And I think She Funds Academy can really just add value and introduce people to what a private loan is and how they could even make more money being in this ecosystem of the real estate industry. So we're adding sales remote people nationwide.
Yeah.
And they could sign up. We have a software that we've created in house and a portal that they could literally go in, run terms, issue term sheets, have a company email. They get access to our CRM. We'll even give them leads if they're wanting leads to call, and we
Mhm.
give a whole training on scripts of cold calling, and learning our programs step by step. Like, so each academy, we're really diving deep into either the simple flip, the simple bridge, simple build, or simple rent. And yeah, we're looking to grow and add more sales remote people.
Yeah, that's pretty. It seems like it took a long time to build.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's just me being me and teaching people what I've learned and overcoming self-limiting beliefs and being confident and being able to be a woman in this space and dominate in this space.
Yeah,
And not needing to really know anything. Like, you don't really need experience to excel in this area. You just have to be someone that's good with relationships and networking and being able to sell. So,
yeah. Well, I think that's the hardest part, right? Is being able to sell.
yeah.
What would you say is the secret sauce to selling?
Confidence
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Being able
But
to,
how do you teach confidence, Janine?
yeah, well, overcoming the limiting beliefs, knowing that you have to just silence that little voice in your head, but
Yeah.
also being confident in what you're selling
Hmm.
and knowing the products. I think where people lack confidence is that you're unsure of something. So once you cancel out the unsureness,
Hmm.
you're able to really push something with the confidence and also being able to give value. So knowing that, you have all these connections and you're able to, be transparent and proactive and walk someone through a deal A to Z, because, I think just having that will be able to transpire over into selling and being able to be confident when you're selling it.
Yeah, yeah. Confidence is key. I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely something. It's something that like whenever I think about training someone, right? It just boils down to like me telling them like, dude, you just have to do it over and over and over and over again,
Yes.
and just understand you're gonna suck at the beginning.
Mhm.
Being okay with being shitty at the beginning, going through the failure. On the other side of failure is confidence,
Mhm.
right? And so I think that's how I think about it, and I feel like how I like to explain it to people is fail over and over and over again until you're
Yes.
comfortable with it, and then after that you're gonna be like, oh wow, this wasn't so bad.
Mhm. Yeah, and failing is just a state of mind. Like, it's there's no failing unless you're like giving up and you're accepting that as your reality. So I always say that too, is just like, setbacks are normal. Don't let yourself get beat up on it. Don't get stuck in it. I think a lot of times people get so like stuck in setbacks.
Yeah,
But setbacks are such a normal part of the process.
yeah.
And yeah, it's the comeback from the
not
setback.
not only are they a normal part of the process, but I would consider setbacks as being stepping stones to creating character,
Of course.
right? To creating the person that you're destined to be.
Yes.
And it's just a process, and it sucks while you're going through it, right? Because
Yeah.
while you're going through a setback, you're depressed, you're sad, you're like, oh my god, this is so tough. But then on the other side of that, it's like, oh wow, that wasn't so bad, and I learned something great from it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, I think
Definitely.
I think that's pretty incredible. On the She Funds Academy, what do you provide? Do you provide like courses? Do you provide one on like maybe group mentorship, or what is it?
Yeah, right now, obviously there's so many things in my head of what it could become.
Mhm.
But right now it's just monthly webinars that people tune in, and usually we have the same people every month and then new people are being added.
Yeah.
But we also have a WhatsApp group and a Facebook group. And me and Sydney and most of my team are in the WhatsApp group. So people could come in, ask questions, and it's just a very open community.
Hmm.
And then obviously the bigger vision would be doing retreats and seminars and online courses and things like that. But right now it's just monthly webinars. And then if someone is interested in brokering deals to Simple Ending Financial, we have a whole onboarding process where they get onboarded on with a company email, HubSpot, Slack, and they're able to really communicate under an account manager,
Nice.
and just send deals and learn to quote deals and things like that.
Yeah, teaching women nationwide how to broker these deals, huh?
Exactly.
That's incredible. How did you do all of, like, you have a lot of ideas, right? And you have
Mhm.
all of this vision, right? But it didn't just happen overnight.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what that process looks like for you. Like, for example, the She Funds Academy, right? Do you have are you doing it all through HubSpot, or what other resources are you doing to run all of these things that you have in your company?
Yeah, obviously I have a team that really is my bread and butter. Like I wouldn't be where I'm at today without them.
Mm.
But yeah, having them be on board for pretty much anything I lay out there. One day I was just like, "We're doing She Funds Academy." They're like, "Okay."
Yeah.
But yeah.
So the people on your team figured out.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, going back to finding the right people, right? If you find the
Mhm.
right people, the right people that can be resourceful, they can go find things out, and then execute on it. I think
Yeah.
is everything in business. Um, cool, cool. Well, if people want to find out, for example, on She Funds Academy, how can they find out about that? Is it
Sh
launched yet?
Yeah, it's
It is.
launched. We're a few months in, so our next one's actually October 29th. But it's every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central Time, and then we always post on Facebook, Instagram, and Eventbrite. And yeah, it's the same time every month, and just through Simple Lending Financial's Instagram or Facebook page, we'll have posts on
Okay.
it. Yeah,
What's the cost to it?
it's free.
It's free.
Yes.
You're doing it for free.
Yes.
Wow. Well,
I'm
everyone
a
that's
listening
listening,
value person. Yeah.
everyone that's listening to this right now needs to go and sign up
It's
right
free.
away. It seems like it could be a lot of good content for people that are having mental blockages. You know.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just too about finding your community. So we have realtors in there, we have attorneys, we have title people, and just being able to connect with people like that, you never know when you're gonna need someone.
Mhm.
So just having that community to tap into, and then like community is everything. And it just helps with your support system.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I have a question about, let's talk about some of your clients. What has been like the biggest deal that you've done, the biggest loan that you've issued?
We actually just recently closed our biggest deal, which was a 6.1 million DSCR cash out for a client of mine. He was from New York. So actually like being in New York and like having like kind of like that high net worth clientele has
Hmm.
helped me so much because we do nationwide. So
Hmm.
even being in Houston, but having that network in the Northeast and now boots on the ground in Houston, it's only an expand like who I know and what I do. But yeah, we cashed out 6 of his properties in Chicago for 75 LTV with a really good interest rate. I think it was like in the sixes. But yeah,
Nice.
that was our biggest deal for one client.
Yeah.
And then earlier in March, I think we closed 7.5 million per day in that day, but it was 4 different clients and it all happened like closing day, like,
Yeah.
So that was pretty nice too,
Yeah.
because I think it was like 250K in revenue in that day.
In one day.
Yeah.
It's not a bad payday.
Yeah.
No, not bad at all. Do you only do single family, or do you do commercial as well?
So we do 1 to 20 units for fix and flip. Our DSCR will do 1 to 10 units. If it's a stabilized asset, we can get very creative. So we'll do self storage, warehouse, office buildings, things like that.
Hmm.
But I would say our bread and butter is 1 to 20 units, and then we'll do mixed use as well.
Mixed use. Okay. What about any sort of like businesses? Any loans on any businesses?
No, it has to be backed by real estate. So yeah, we only lend to LLC and corporations, but we won't do like an actual business loan unless they have real estate asset that we could lend money on.
What if it's like a car wash or something like that?
We've done a car wash.
You have.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like a 30-year stabilized asset though. It wasn't any like renovate, like we won't do any like renovation rehab for office.
Yeah. It's very
But we
risky.
actually have a guy now that bought an office building, but he's converting it into 8 condos that he plans to sell those 8 condos separately. But being that he has approved plans and permits and they're condos now,
Mm.
we'll lend on that. Like, so
Mm.
we'll get creative with things.
Yeah.
But even that, like, you have to have a good track record, like, show us that you know how to convert things over,
Right.
like, kind of thing.
Good liquidity,
Yeah, and then
money in the bank.
we love development projects
Hmm.
for ground up construction. So we finance someone doing like 10 homes at once.
Hmm.
So things like that we love as well.
Very cool. What has been your most interesting deal that you've done?
Mm, that's a good question. I would say any conversion deal has always been like a kind of like a tricky deal that's been like, okay, wow, this was like
Hmm.
this was an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A conversion deal.
Yeah, so like I was saying, like the office building that's going to 8 condos, like that's kind of like a
The
crowd pleaser because like
tricky one,
people
right?
are like, "Wait, what?" Like,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Something that you don't see
that
very often.
often
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Very cool. Very cool. What about your least favorite deal? Horror deal. Give me a nightmare deal.
I mean, I just have had horror clients, but I don't want to say I don't want to like talk about that because one of our values is customer obsession.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've
I
gotten
mean,
yelled
yeah,
at.
if you're in business, you're gonna come across all types of people. So
Exactly.
that's to be expected for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
What's next for Simple Lending Financial?
Yeah, we're on the growth train. So just growing and scaling. I'm a very big give back person, so we like to do something like always giving back. Like when the flood happened in Houston, we donated to that. We're doing like a walk for cancer. We like to do the Houston Habitat and help build homes for people. So
Hmm.
we like to be very involved within the community.
Hmm.
But Simple Lending Financial, yeah, we're just growing. We want to onboard a lot of remote salespeople. We're growing our team and be on the lookout for us.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it seems like you've had a lot of growth. First year you did 25.
Yeah.
Second year you did $25 million in, what'd you call it, production, or
25 million funded in the year.
25
Yeah.
million funded.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've been growing like 50% year over year as far as the volume we're doing, but we're also growing our team. So it kind of makes sense and
Yeah,
it's
you have to.
correlated.
Right.
But you know, I am looking to hire a chief credit officer, have some offers out there right now.
Hmm.
But he's gonna help me really knock more capital markets down, be able to sell loans to more people, raise more money. And then you know the goal is 100 million a month in
Yeah.
deal volume. So that's what we're doing right now for the year.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we stay on track, hopefully we could hit that within 5 years.
Within 5 years. That's a fantastic goal to
Yeah.
be able to look forward to.
Yes.
What other people are you looking to onboard? There's people that are going to be watching this and they may say, hey, that could be me. What other people do you need in your company?
Yeah, for sure. We're just always looking to expand in multitude of ways. But processors, salespeople, you know, people that help with events and She Funds Academy and things like that. And we're very big social media people. So we have a videographer, but also anyone that could help with like, you know, ramping up our socials. I'm such a believer within social media. We also have an awesome brand ambassador program, and I'm always looking for brand ambassadors to come on board. So if you're doing fix and flips and you just want to promote, you know, using Simple Lending Financial and our services, we would love to onboard people like that as well. I think a key to marketing is to really highlight the people that are in this business and doing what they are loving to do. And that's people
Right.
doing fix and flips. Like, why wouldn't I get behind that?
Right.
I want to, if anything, put more money in your pocket. Everyone doing fix and flips can use some more money for their renovations.
Yeah.
They're doing multiple homes at a time.
Of course.
It's like you're doing that already.
Yeah.
Let me just help you and promote you and you promote us, and like we have this good relationship.
Yeah.
And I find beauty in that. Like
Yeah.
it's definitely like I like this is the industry I'm in. I want to promote the people that are actually grinding and doing the fix and flips and building homes from the ground up. And we're also helping communities renovate and having their appreciation go up. Like
Yeah.
everyone should love us.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
It's a circle of life or the circle of business,
Yes.
right? That you just give back to each other, and it's an over or evolving train that just keeps on getting momentum
Yes.
and getting bigger and
I
bigger.
mean, look at Nike. Nike sells shoes that shoes are a commodity. Like
Yeah.
people know not Nike because they're on Michael Jordan. They're on the biggest basketball players or the people like that are doing the art. It's art.
Right.
So I
Right.
want to eventually sponsor Grant Cardone.
Or someone like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that seems like an amazing goal to be able to have,
Yeah.
Grant Cardone, simple lending financial.
Exactly.
Cool. What about real estate agents? You work with a lot of real estate agents?
Honestly, I don't think realistic like I think traditional and conventional bankers are just down realtors' throats in a sense that it's just like
In what way?
I like everyone they're at their open houses, but they also are like realtors are doing a lot of primary homes. These are homes people are buying full time. So
Yeah.
I actually like conventional bank mortgage guys because or girls because they get deals that they end up not being able to lend on. And guess who can? Me. Because
Mhm.
I don't look at DTI. I don't take tax returns. So you could have a no income self-employed and you come to us for the mortgage. But realtors are great and but there's a small niche of them that actually know what private lending is. But hopefully She Funds Academy,
Yeah.
we'll have more awareness about
You're gonna change that.
how creative we could get for real estate investors and people that are buying homes full time.
Yeah, for sure. So would you say that other conventional lenders are maybe your highest form of leads or
They're a great source, yeah.
yeah.
But then there's also brokers that they actually focus only on investors. So
Mhm.
conventional are good here and there because they'll get a deal and send it over. But then the brokers that are just so focused on private lending, those are key. And then, I have a broker local here in Houston that he does a lot of flips himself. And then all of his friends are like, where are you doing your flips? Like I said, like brand ambassadors almost like, right?
Mhm.
So those are the best is like when
The
they
people that are
just
doing the
give you,
deals.
yeah, they're doing the deals, but then they also like see the worth of like sending you referrals because he knows I'm going to take care of you.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
just send me all your friends, I'll take care of you.
Yeah.
So finding those people because he's also doing deals himself.
Yeah. Seems like you're able to build really good relationships wherever you go, not only from where you started off in New York, but now, fostering those relationships and then just being able to give back, hey, here's a referral, here's a referral, here's a referral. And it just keeps on your momentum going and your marketing machine
Yeah,
going.
I think it's important to give value and to pay people what they deserve.
Right.
Like, like I think that's one way I differentiate too is that I will never back out of a deal. I always put my money where my mouth is. Like I'll always pay referrals. Like
Hmm.
we'll pay $500 to someone just sending us a name, number, and email if they close. Like so we're just very on top of that because we want to be a household name. We want to be a referral based name. We want someone that's able to be like, this is someone I trust and this is who you should use.
Yeah. That's amazing. What are you going to do after, what kind of plan do you have for when you have your baby? How are you going to run your company through that? I'm really curious about this.
Yeah, so my mindset is that obviously I want to take as much time with my kid as possible when I
Mhm.
have a newborn just because I know that's a big connection time is having a newborn. So I'll be most likely like online working. I don't have a CFO. I'm a CEO and a CFO. Like
Mhm.
I do my payroll, I do my tax. I have an accountant, but I do all the numbers,
Yeah. So you're still going
So
to be doing that?
I'll be online,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna be like working. I'm gonna
Right,
trust
right.
my team to be working.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably ease into the office,
Yeah.
like go in like a few hours a day or important meetings. And
Right.
I've strategically made my office 2 minutes from my house. So, just to pop in and like things like that. So
Yeah.
I'll probably be back within like 2 months.
Yeah. Well, it also goes to show like the level of systems that you've created in your business, right? and being able to have those level 10 meetings. Me and Noah were just in a level 10 meeting, hours before you got here, and we're talking about the roofing company. So if you have the right and the EOS model,
Yes.
I mean, it's so easy with
Yeah,
that
because
EOS system.
month over month and then week over week, you'll have that reporting.
Absolutely. You look at your KPIs, you look at your scorecards,
Mm-hmm.
you look at your rock reviews. Hey, who's responsible for what? Did you do the to-do list? Why didn't you? Blah, blah, blah.
And HubSpot's great. Like, you can't lie on HubSpot. Like,
yeah.
we see what everyone's doing activity wise, at least for the account manager. So
Very cool.
yeah.
So would you say that you're like watching that like a hawk, all the numbers on HubSpot?
I don't want to come across like that. But you can go back and be like, okay, this was accurate or not. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty straightforward.
What kind of KPIs do you track in your level 10 meetings?
I mean, we have so many, and each department has different. But as far as the CEO, I track a lot of like my visionary time and like how much am I involved within tasks that I shouldn't be involved with, and how many speaking gigs, PR gigs am I doing and that I'm enhancing the brand, and obviously numbers within our social media growth, and as well as She Funds Academy, and how many people within She Funds Academy is actually coming into being sales remote people, and metrics like that. And then of course my COO, marketing, and my sales all have different KPIs.
Yeah. But I mean, you still have to be involved in the marketing and the sales and everything,
Of
right?
course, yeah. We
Got
do monthly leadership meetings, and then we do quarterly offsites.
Yeah. What was the first when I asked her about KPIs, you said something about your visionary time.
Oh yeah,
What do you mean
I
by
put
that?
in so I have a visionary tracker, like an audit tracker that I put the hours that I'm working on visionary stuff. Like, I meditate every day.
Yeah.
So creative space.
Right.
So
So you measure that.
I measure it.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I measure
never heard
how
of-
much am I like being in a creative space,
Yeah.
and how much am I doing within my company. So when you're starting out and scaling your company and it's
Yeah.
a startup,
You can't
it's
do that too
okay to
much.
have 20%.
Yeah.
The more you scale, the more you want to be in a visionary.
Right.
So then it goes from like 30 to 50, then it's over 50 if you're have a big company.
Yeah.
Like a Google.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. How do you track it? How do you track the time?
So just the hours I work divided by the hours that I'm in. Either I start my day every day with meditating, so that would be a visionary, and then I set an hour or two for like oversee like marketing, but like
on a creative
level.
Yeah.
Like creating She Funds,
Right.
creating what we're doing next with She Funds. So it's just a different space and mindset than actually doing the business.
So when you come to the level,
you always want to work on the business, and you want to work in the business,
yeah,
but you have to create that space to differentiate, because a lot of people get caught in the doing.
right.
You're
right.
doing all these tasks, and then
And
you're
then
not like,
seeing in the future.
you're not seeing.
Yeah.
You're not being a visionary of like what's next, because as an entrepreneur, you have to be visionary.
Yeah. That's very interesting. Where did you get the idea to track your creative and visionary space, your creative and visionary time?
That's just how I am, and when I like meditate a lot, I just feel good. And then I started thinking like, I need to not get wrapped up, because it's so easy to get wrapped up. Everyone gets wrapped up.
There's business going on every day, phone calls.
Yeah. So Jim Quick actually talks about blank space in your calendar, and as an entrepreneur, putting it in there. And then when I was doing KPIs, I might have been from Traction or another KPI thing, probably just ChatGPT, honestly. Like, what are good KPIs as a CEO to keep track of? And it was like, how many visionary hours are you creating for yourself?
Yeah.
And then I just I just ran with it, and it's something I measure every month now.
That is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, these are the kind of talks that I like to have with other CEOs, when it's just like, why haven't I been doing that? You know what I mean?
That's good.
Like, it's just like a question where it's like, that seems almost just like common sense, but then it's like, it takes this kind of conversation to just take you there and be like, oh wow, yeah. I mean, I do all those things too. I'm just not tracking it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think just where where focus
Energy,
goes,
yeah.
energy flows, right? And so it's all about bringing your attention to the right things that are going to move the needle forward.
100%.
So I think as a CEO, I think, visionary time. Wow, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What are other very important metrics that you measure in your company?
Obviously, how many deals we're quoting and term sheets and time. Like, I'm a very big time person. Time kills all deals. So, like,
Yeah.
response time.
We track that too.
That is something I am guilty of being a little bit of a micromanager on. Like, because a lot of like the leads we give our account managers
Yeah.
to are internal marketing leads. Like, it's from our social media, it's from the podcast, it's from She Funds Academy. It's something we're doing.
Right.
So then we're dishing that off for
So you
account
better work
managers. So
on
you
it.
better
Yeah.
call that person that day.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's something we really care about. And yeah, of course, the norm of like how many deals we're closing, how many deals are falling off, why are those deals falling off, kind of reviewing that, the conversion rates and all that.
Yeah. That's incredible. What would you say is like how many clients are you helping out now?
We have about 25 million in the pipeline and probably across like 40 deals. So
Mhm.
probably active in the pipeline at a time is like 40 to 50 clients.
40 to 50 clients. That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's a lot. Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
No wonder it takes 10 people to do all that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, man, I've had a lot of fun talking today with you, Janine. I think this has
Same.
been really, really invigorating, and hearing your story. I think anyone that's watching the podcast will be able to take some value out of it.
Perfect.
I know that I'm personally gonna tell some people about She Funds Academy. I mean, it's free. Why
Yes.
wouldn't they show up, right?
I agree.
Just show up, listen to Janine, and you're gonna get something out of it.
Love it.
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
sure.
So how can people find out more about you, your company, if they want to work for you or maybe partner with you? She Funds Academy, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, through our Instagram. So Simple Lending Financial, and then my email directly is just Janine at Simple Lending Financial. I'm also very active on LinkedIn. But I'm a very big mindset person, and I'll help people as much as possible through She Funds Academy. And we actually, I have a book coming out in April called She Believes, She Receives. It's all just about manifesting and more talks about overcoming limiting beliefs and really having positive thoughts and taking those positive thoughts and turning them into action,
Mm-hmm.
belief in action. And the art of receiving too
Mm-hmm.
is key, because people can sometimes do all the work, but then they don't think they're worthy of receiving all the good.
Yeah,
So that's a
yeah.
whole art within itself. And I'm hoping, in April when that book comes out, that people buy it and read it, because it's my journey. It's what's got me here. And I'm just on a mission to give back and create value for others.
That's incredible. Where are you going to be publishing the book at?
It's going to be on Amazon.
On Amazon?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
good.
then it'll be on our website as well.
On your website?
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. So simplelendingfinancial.com, I'm guessing?
Correct.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, thank you so much again, Janine. Any final words that you'd like to say?
Yeah, just bet on yourself, believe in yourself, and if you're a real estate investor, make sure you have the right capital partner behind you. Simple Lending Financial. Thank you.
There you go. Thank you so much, Janine.